Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Wednesday when I get to chat with you about how you use that divine energy that is inside of all of us, that inner wisdom. I call it intuition. I also say that it is divine energy that is sent to me through my angels, through my guides. But how I receive it in my body, that is really the power of it all, because there's always information going on around us. There's all of this power. Right now we're having a full moon, a full blood moon. It's a second in the month of January, and it's the red moon, and it is, or the blood moon. And in addition, we're having a lunar eclipse. So there's this big, powerful energy going on around us right now. And it's can be a little bit overwhelming. And the sense that I want to talk about today feeds right into that. It is the clairsentience. It's feeling energy. And when energy is that big, when it's as powerful as this full moon energy is, it can be overwhelming. It can shut us down. It can disconnect us from everything because it's too intense. I know there's a lot of people out there that are having problems sleeping. My suggestion to you is to really go within, protect your energy, and breathe. If you can get outside to experience this energy sometime today or this evening, it will be really cleansing. It's a great time to let go of things. At the full moon, the energy is the highest. Now we're going to be starting to move into that letting go, that getting smaller phase of the moon. So great opportunity to be very conscious about releasing and what you're going to keep for the rest of 2018. So clairsentience, I really want to focus and give you some good information about this today. So it's feeling energy. It's how our bodies react to the energy in and around us. And it's highly associated with empathy. So if you are feeling energy in your body, then you want to be really clear, is that your energy or are you picking up on another person's energy? If you walk into a room and you're feeling really good and all of a sudden your lower back starts bothering you, is it something that you did? Or are you picking up on the energy of somebody else in the room? One of the ways to distinguish that is to do breath work. I love breath work. All of you folks that know me know that. Taking those 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth, pulling the energy all the way down so it fits at your hips, really feeling that breath in your body will make you more present. And as you do that breathing, just do a real quick scan. What is yours and what's not yours, and give yourself permission to release what's not yours. You don't need to hold on to other people's energy. It's really okay to let go of that. So another way that you can use clairsentience is just tapping into that feeling. What feels right? For example, if I'm going to be going to a potluck dinner, I feel in my body, what does my body need? What would be right for me to bring? And I always find that whatever my body says is the best food for me is the perfect food for the event. Either somebody else really wanted it also, or it just filled the gap perfectly in the menu. But it's that feeling into what's appropriate and what's right and what I'm guided to do that gives me the answer. And another thing that clairsentience does is it helps me decide how to dress. If I'm going to a networking event, what's the most appropriate thing for that event? Everyone's a little bit different, right? So is it something that I need to be more professional at? And, logically sometimes what we think we should be doing is not necessarily what we feel is right in our body. For example, I was teaching an angel communication class, a real entry-level class, a few years ago. And when I was getting dressed, I kept being really drawn towards this skirt that I have in my closet. And like, logically, this does not make sense for me to wear this, because it was long, even though it was beautiful, is beautiful. It was long. I was afraid I was going to trip over it. I had things I had to bring in, etc. And I just kept feeling that it was the right thing for me to do. So I followed my guidance. I wore that skirt. And at the end, or at the beginning of the class, a woman came up to me and said that the only reason she signed up for the class is that she loved my skirt. And she was really curious about me. So me following my guidance and wearing that particular skirt allowed this woman to be intrigued enough to show up at a class, and she really got so much out of it. She loved it. It was really beneficial for her. So it opened up a new possibility for her that she may not have had if I hadn't followed my guidance. So another example of clairsentience is if you walk in the room and the energy feels heavy. You may be picking up on a previous fight. Sometimes people walk into rooms and they just feel sad. So maybe there was something that happened in that particular room and the energy is still there. So you can just feel what's going on. A lot of people know that I'm also have an engineering background, and I worked in corporate for many years. And being able to feel the energy in a room, I could tell when people were solid in their position, or if they had more to give in a negotiation. And it made me much more successful by following that, because I could read that energy and I could explain to the people I was working with, okay, there's a little bit more room here, or this is as good as we're going to get, and let's not waste our time trying to push it. And it was true, and it was validated over and over again. So as I mentioned earlier, when you walk into a room, or when you're around somebody, or maybe if you're on the phone with a good friend and they're not feeling well, shield your energy, protect yourself. I, every morning, will take a baseline of my own energy. I want to know what's mine. It's really important. It's kind of like a mantra. What is mine? What do I have going on today? Now, sometimes I have my own little aches and pains, and that's okay. But as long as I'm aware of them, I know what's mine. I know when something comes in, whether I'm doing coaching with somebody or doing a reading, if I get a feeling, I know if it's mine or if it's not. And then I can provide that feedback to them so that they can become more empowered too. Or at least they can maybe be aware of it and let go of it. And I also know that it has nothing to do with me. So another way that we get clairsentience information is through our bodies. If you can hold something in up to your heart, this is one of my big tests for things. If it makes me feel good, if it expands my energy, it's good for me. If it makes me want to push away from it, then it's not. It's a simple way to feel energy in our bodies and utilize that. And again, a lot of people talk about the hairs on your arms standing up. That's clairsentience. You are sensing the energy around you. So follow it. Pay attention to it. Learn what those signals mean for you and how you can take advantage of that information. A lot of times, we can just, like I mentioned earlier, feel overwhelmed. I just got myself overwhelmed by some sensory stuff that's going on here. So when that happens, I'm going to model for you what is best to do. Take a breath. There we go. Now I can ignore my cat until I am finished talking with you. Feeling these energies, it can overwhelm your system, but it can provide you so much clarity if you're willing to open up to it, to see and feel what it is, and to experiment. You know, I love to look at life as a grand experiment. It's something that can be fun. So be curious. You know, don't feel afraid of what you're feeling in your body. Just be really clear about what's yours and what's not yours. So I hope that was helpful. I would love to hear from you, get some feedback on Clairsentience, maybe some stories about how it has helped you. So please put some notes in the comments or email me. And I will also put a link down there for a conversation if you want to chat about your own intuition and perhaps how you could deepen it. Bye for now.